So this is a video of some experimentation I've been doing with my ESU cab control and just getting it to operate an engine, but also some accessories. So first of all, the product here is the cab control 50310, which is this power supply and the command unit. And I've got power coming off of here, going up to a really short track, and I've got an F7 on the track, and we can turn the cab control knob there and obviously control everything that one would normally expect to control on an engine. Bell and horn and all of those kind of things. Okay, so then there's another set of wires down here coming up to power the SwitchPilot. So those wires are coming right into here to power the SwitchPilot, and they're jumpered over right there. So the SwitchPilot product that we're talking about is this here, 51820. So first of all, this SwitchPilot is hooked up to a regular old Atlas switch, this ribbon cable familiar to many of you. So this is a Y switch over here with an Atlas switch machine, and I have that connected. And if I come over here to my remote and click on my switching mode, then you see I have the Y there. If I just press that button, then the switch is thrown. So now the switch is thrown to the right side of the Y, and press this button here again, and now it's thrown to the left side of the Y. Then, in addition to the SwitchPilot, we have connected to it something called the SwitchPilot extension. So that's product here, 51801, and I have it's getting its power from the SwitchPilot, and I have from the power here from the SwitchPilot extension, I have power going to a circuit board that controls an Atlas dwarf signal. And then I also have that jumpered over here to output 1. And basically this output is going to be fired whenever this switch over here is fired. So when this is in position A, this output 1A fires, and when this is in position 2, then output B fires. So I'm using that at the moment to control the aspect of this dwarf signal. So I have it set so that when the switch is set to left, the dwarf signal is red, and when the switch is set to right, the dwarf signal switches to green. Now this was kind of a little bit of a breakthrough because I was told that these dwarf signals would only work with the Atlas 3-rail switch machines, but with the aid of this accessory controller from ESU, I've got it working just fine. Okay, then the next type of accessory I have hooked up here on my SwitchPilot, on output 2, I have the power wires that are going to just a simple grade crossing. So I have the icon looking like a switch, but it's called, I'm sorry, I have the icon looking like a light bulb, and I just press that, and my crossing comes on. You see the indicator over here is green now. And I have it set up so that it'll stay on until I press this button here again. So there's a variety of ways that you can set these up. Obviously, in the case of the switch machine over here, you notice this is not red or green. It'll turn red or green for a moment when I change the direction of the switch. But you don't want that switch machine to stay under power or it'll burn up. So you can set these outputs here to be momentary for anything up from 1/10 of a second up to 2.5 seconds, or you can set it to be continuous. So as long as I don't touch anything, this grade crossing will keep going. And if I press this control button again and turn that off, now the grade crossing is off. Similarly, I have output 3 hooked up to the power of a building that I'm kind of fond of. So I have that on my remote control as building lights. When I press that, then the building is lit up. And it can stay lit up indefinitely. And when I want to turn off the lights on the building, then just hit that button again and the building is off. And even while you're controlling all of these accessories on this panel, the engine that's still connected is the engine that was connected before. So if I move the throttle on that engine will still move, even though I don't have the screen set on drive mode. Now, if I need to change a direction or something, then I need to change this back to drive mode, and I can change the direction. And let's go back here and make sure this switch is set the correct way. Okay, so the switch is set the correct way, and now the engine is ready to go through the switch. Anyways, that's just a little experimenting I was doing with the different ESU products. The other thing that this SwitchPilot has is it has 2 outputs here for servos. So I have those 2 outputs, those 2 servos over here, and I have it on my control panel, servo 1 and servo 2, and you can change how fast the servo turns and how far it turns. This one over here I have set up much slower and much less action. And obviously the deal is that you could animate doors and other things with a variety of servos. And there's another product that I haven't busted out of the box yet that is just a SwitchPilot servo that will control multiple servos. The SwitchPilot itself controls 2, but the SwitchPilot servo will control, I believe, 4. Anyways, that's my experimentation for tonight. A lot of trial and error involved here, so I hope that helped somebody out or helps somebody save some time. Thanks for watching.